What's going on, you guys? My name is Kyle. I'm a full-time trader specializing in futures, and today I wanted to share my experience with Apex Trader Funding, one of the numerous prop firms that is currently on the market. So I initially pursued this fund and the services that they offer because I saw that they offer the ability to link 20 funded accounts. Now, as a full-time profitable trader, that is something that is incredibly appealing to me because it offers leverage unlike what you can get anywhere else. Now, a lot of the other popular firms out there, they offer a maximum of 3 linked accounts. So I went with Apex to get a sense of, number one, whether or not it's legit. Number two, what the payout process was like, essentially what the internal workings of everything was like. Now, in this video, like I had mentioned, I want to share my experience with this firm because if you are in the market for prop firms, this is one that you probably want to avoid. And again, we'll jump into my experience here in just a moment. But essentially, what I did was I started out with 5 funded accounts, obviously going through their combine, their evaluation period, passing the evaluation period, getting into the funded stage, meeting all of the criteria to request a payout. I believe it is need to be above a minimum dollar threshold. You need to have traded for 10 trading days, and then you need to request the payout during a specific payout window. So much different, obviously, than a lot of the other firms out there, but not only that, much different than real life trading a self-funded account where you make money, you request the money to your bank account and it shows up pretty much the next day. This specific firm requires you to jump through multiple hoops. All right. So as someone who is a full-time independent trader and someone who coaches and helps mentors other traders as well, having these types of hoops, these additional hoops that you have to jump through and think about, definitely is not advantageous to the trader. Obviously, this is something that is going to be advantageous to the firm because the more hoops that they make you jump through, the easier it is that they can either decline your payout or not even have to worry about it because you're going to make some error, you're going to blow up the account or something like that. So in this next clip, I'll show you the actual process of what their internal dashboard looks like and the actual process of me going through and putting in all of the withdrawal requests. Now, I started out with 5 accounts. I later added a 6th, as you'll see in this next clip. And in this clip, I am attempting to withdraw $2,000 from each of the 5 accounts after meeting each of the requirements. All right, so we can see all of the accounts here. These are the performance funded accounts through Apex. I currently have 6 funded accounts. These are the 50K accounts. I like to trade the 50K accounts primarily. And what you can see here on the screen is that I have 10 days of trading on 5 of the 6 accounts. This 6th one I added later. And my goal here is to get up to 20 accounts and trade 20 linked accounts. But just for kind of a proof of concept to actually verify that this works, I started out with 5 50K accounts, added the 6 a little bit later on. But again, just wanted to see that I could actually, that my idea would actually work and that I could actually get the payouts from Apex. So starting off with 5, what I'm going to go ahead and do now is withdraw the maximum allowed amount, which is $2,000 per account from 5 of these accounts. Now, the 6th one I cannot because the P&L is not there, and I also don't have the minimum 10 trading days. So I'll be pulling $2,000 out of 5 of these accounts. That should be $10,000 to the bank account here whenever they process it. Just wanted to show what this back end screen looks like on Apex, and then I'll go ahead and go in here, trigger the withdrawals. How do I do this? Okay, we go to request payout. Okay, so now we're going to actually go in and request $2,000 from each of these accounts. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that one's done. 2K. Request, that one's done. Another 2K. That one's done. 3 accounts done. 4 accounts done. And 5 accounts done. So should have 10K of withdrawals requested here on Apex. Assuming this goes through without any issue. I'm not expecting any issue. But just proof of concept here. I want to make sure that it is actually legit. Not that I expect that it is not. But again, just doing a little bit of due diligence, making sure it's legit. Once I get that actual 10K, then the game plan is to load this up to 20 accounts and trade 20 accounts at a time, all linked, of course. Now, that clip was recorded on May 15th. Today is June 17th, so I am recording this video about a month later. That clip was from May 15th. On May 30th, I received 5 emails from Apex. Now, this was after I had seen a lot of drama and a lot of back and forth among traders on Twitter, discoursing about some new rules or perhaps some new enforcement, as many traders have claimed, that Apex was following. So apparently what happened was they always had it within their rules that you could not add to any position lower than your initial entry price. So just to keep it simple, if you enter at 200 and you add at 199 or you add at 195, anything like that, that was considered dollar cost averaging per their contract, per their rules, which, mind you, they bury in the fine print. And that those were grounds to decline your payout. So I got this email, I'll put it on the screen right here, or this series of emails telling me that my payouts were declined. So you could see that all 5 of the requested payouts for the accounts was declined. That was a total of $10,000 that I was expecting from Apex that, in my opinion, I earned fair and square per the obvious rule set that they have on their website, just being declined. So for me, this is not the end of the world because I have a self-funded account. I have other avenues that I can pursue within the trading world. And like I said, I was only going after Apex to gain leverage to get potentially those 20 accounts because the leverage offered there is absolute insanity. It's like nothing else within the industry. So it's definitely something that I wanted to explore. Now, the bummer about this is that the opportunity cost. So obviously these are trades that I made per my strategy that I could have been making in my self-funded account and actually getting paid. So I lost about 2-3 weeks of income that I could have had real money coming in. Instead, I have essentially monopoly money that cannot be accessed per their rule set. So this has been my experience with Apex. I cannot recommend this firm. I do not recommend that anyone deal with this firm. Do not waste your time with this firm. Prop firms in general are a very, very good solution for the undercapitalized trader, the trader that does not have a lot of funds that they could put into account, or the new and developing trader, someone that is kind of new to the game. You're still kind of figuring out your edge. You're still kind of figuring out what it is that you want to do in the market, what your strategy looks like, things like that. They are an excellent tool, but you want to be getting with the right firm. You want a firm that when you're actually in that funded environment, they don't make you jump through all these different hoops to actually get the money that you're owed. You take on the risk, right? You deserve the money that comes in, the profits that come in. And so make sure you're doing your due diligence on these firms. One that I personally recommend and that I've had good luck with is definitely Top Step. Top Step is a solid firm. I'll put a link down below. You can check them out. Outside of that, I don't have a lot of familiarity with the other firms. I have tried a couple of them, but ultimately, as a new and developing trader or as someone who is undercapitalized, what you really want to be doing here is not necessarily diversifying risk through various prop firms, but the best way to diversify your risk is to stick with maybe 1 or 2 firms, build up some capital, and then get to that point where you can be self-funded. This is the ultimate goal of a trader. You're going to have 100% control over your capital. So if you're looking at the prop firms, if you're exploring the prop firms, if you're considering Apex or any of the others, definitely read all of the fine print. Now, I want to be clear here. I'm not blaming Apex or anything like that. This was apparently in their rule set. It is something that I overlooked. It's not the end of the world, right? I'm not going to be too negatively impacted by this situation, but I did just want to share my experience, one trader to another, about Apex, and that, they may pull something over you quickly, because my understanding is that this was not an issue previously. They were approving all of these, what they call dollar cost average payouts. And then something happened, right? The firm claims that they were getting scammed or something like that. And so they start to amp up their enforcement. Now, again, taking 100% ownership of that situation. But again, just wanted to share my experience with you guys. Look for those firms that don't require you to jump through all types of crazy hoops. So that has been my experience. If you guys have any questions about Apex, any of the other firms, self-funded accounts, or just trading, futures trading in general, feel free to leave a comment below or shoot me a DM. Happy to discuss more of the details of this. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.